save the test render, right? Let's go back to the hypershade. So we have the color set up, right? What other texture do we have? I have, the file, right? Let's change the name. We're gonna bring the roughness, okay? And these are set up a bit different, and I'll show you, right? So textures, roughness, Mari. Again, I didn't change the name, but that's why we rename the node. Okay, when it comes to these files, again, that are black and white, again, you have to change the color space from sRGB texture to utility raw, right? Again, mine are UDIM, so we change it to that. And I'm just gonna do the connection. Look, if I go here and I grab the roughness, the node, and I connect it to the roughness up here, you can see that the connection is from this output, out alpha, to the specular roughness, okay? Why is that, right? Well, that's the way it works because, again, it's black and white, right? It cannot connect the color, okay? So what you do, if you're gonna leave it as that, you go to color balance in the file node, and you have to check alpha is luminance. Because if you don't check that, it won't work. It's gonna look incorrectly. Or the way you can connect it is, again, change it to luminance, right? Go to color here, and it pretty much does the same thing as the check mark, and you just connect it there, right? It just is one more node, one more step. I don't know how much this cost Arnold, but I'm just gonna leave it at that, just so you know how the other connection can be made, right? So we have the roughness, and we have the specular, right? I renamed this one correctly, so great. So specular, again, I'm gonna set it to raw, and this one we go to color, and this one accepts color. All right, so again, the color can be whatever you want, but you can keep it to color, or you check it to the white, which is much better if I'm not incorrect. Again, alpha is luminance, raw and UDIM. Right. So let's render. Let's see how much different it is. Right. The forehead has some nice highlights, so let's check the forehead, the nose, and a little bit of the cheek and the eye. All right. The reason it was appearing as black, it was when I made the connection to the color and I removed it, it's kept the black color. So I just moved it back to white, and it's good now. Now, obviously, it's looking way more rough, as you can see. It is there, it is visible, but it is way more rough. So how can you tweak the textures? All right. So again, I was wondering what the problem was, so I just made the connector to luminance. It wasn't giving the correct values, and I just saw that the color was black, and I just changed it back to white. Okay, so to edit the texture, we're going to press Tab, AI Color Correct, right? And go here, let's just grab the color, right? Let's just change the connection to that, and just gonna put this one in the middle, right? So with this selected, right, we're gonna up the exposure, and we're gonna keep this saved, and you will see how it changes. Almost back to normal. So if it looks almost back to normal, then why are we adding this texture? because if you look at close-ups of real people in their skin, you will see that in the place of the skin, the points that are deep, like the pores or the crevices, right? They do not have reflection. Well, I'm pretty sure they have, but they are darker. So that's why we add these kind of textures, because we're gonna leave those spots darker. Again, I wanted more, so let's increase more of the intensity, the exposure, and we're gonna bring back some of that specular. And again, the roughness map is doing a lot of work too, so you can tweak that as well. And you can see when the mistake was on like almost like pretty much no specular, like just color and subsurface. Well, pretty much just subsurface and displacement, yeah. But you can see some of that detail coming back. And also, look at the tip of the nose. Here it was uniform, like everything was white and no roughness was added, the roughness map. So you can see that the same blurriness that is here is also on the nose. But if you look in the final with the maps, you can see that in here is more rough, and in the point of the tip of the nose is less rough, right? It's not as blurry, right? So obviously the maps are working. And you can decide how much the whole specular you want it to be. I'm gonna add a bit more. All right, it's looking nice. I'm really liking how it's looking. Let's look at the specular, right? There's a lot of specular in the whole face, right? And obviously these are values that you are going to be tweaking. You decide how much you want it. And when you change the lighting, right, you most likely are gonna change these values. You're gonna tweak it because it's too specular in this lighting, like it's sunny and I don't know, I don't like it. You can change it. You can create new textures and that kind of stuff, right? Again, you can tweak everything to your heart's desire. And to me, this is looking great. I'm really liking this. As you can see, back where the roughness was uniform, now the lips are more glossy and the tip of the nose, which it is how it is in real life. Look at yourself in the mirror and you'll see. Or lick your lips and you'll see how they get more glossy, right? But this is looking nice. I'm really liking how it's looking. Let's just render this side, a little bit of it. And the skin, I would say, is pretty much done. This is what I do to create the skin for my characters, right? Now, it's not done, all right? We still have to add the hair, okay? And I'm gonna walk you to getting the final result. It's still post-production, I have to show you as well. But when it comes to the look depth of the skin, this is pretty much it. Again, I'm probably gonna be tweaking the specular, all this and that before the final render, right? But don't worry, I'll tell you what I changed. But for now, this is looking really nice. This is looking like I made it. Yeah, so looks great. I'm liking it. And before I end this video, I just want to see it with the eye, so I'm gonna turn that on. Okay, I mean the eye is a separate object. Maybe I'll show you later how I made the eye. Well, I'm giving myself too much credit. Texturing XYZ, the website I showed you before, also has irises that they sell, and this is one of them. So yeah, but that's the eye. Looks a bit creepy because if it doesn't have eyelashes and eyebrows, but that is what comes after this. So hope you enjoyed it. I see you in the next video.